The dust is settling on the plains, 1,000 days without the rains. It's quiet in this dry embrace, a hollow, wide and lonely space. The canyon whispers to the wind of every place that I have been. Between the rocks I feel a drop, a sudden pulse I cannot stop. I didn't move, I didn't pray, but I felt the sky begin to gray. Like I forgot what I should do when the first cloud comes breaking through. I almost let it stay, but I pushed the rain away. Every time the ground gets wet, I'm trapped inside my own regret. I don't know how to grow in the world I used to know. Every spark that finds its way tries before it stays. Stands so sharp and tall, afraid to let its needles fall. I watch it brave the heat alone and see a heart turned into stone. The air is heavy, thick and sweet, a promise that I can't quite meet. But every time the thunder cries, I build a roof to hide my eyes. I don't know if I can drink when I'm standing on the brink, but every flower in the mud is a reminder in my blood. Maybe I'm too used to thirst to let the heavy clouds all burst and flow, or a soul that learned to hide its tears behind a wall of wasted years and go. I'm a river running dry, even with the weeping sky again. And the hardest truth I face is I'm the one who leaves no trace. I almost let it stay, but I pushed the storm away. Every time life began, I turned it back to shifting sand. I don't know who I'd be if the water rescued me, but for a moment it was there, and I was almost not scared. The shadows stretch across the moss, a heavy sense of quiet loss. It blankets every path I knew and hides the sky from breaking through. The ancient trees begin to sigh, a low and rhythmic lullaby. Between the leaves I see a spark, a tiny gold against the dark. I didn't reach, I didn't run, but I felt as bright as any sun. Like I forgot what I could do when it cuts the heavy silence through. I almost let it stay, but I turned the light away. Every time it gets too warm, Every spark that finds its way fades before it stays. The river flows beneath the roots, past the fallen bitter fruits. I watch the water move so slow and see my life in its reflection below. The air is thick with rising heat, a rhythm that I can't quite beat. But every time the flame gets tall, I'm the one who builds the wall. I don't know if I can bear the weight of something actually there, but every ash it leaves behind is a truth I can't unbind. Maybe I'm too used tonight to face the burning of the light and wake, or a heart that burned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze. And break, I'm a melting Captain White, even in the noonday light. Again, and the hardest thing I find is I'm the one who stays behind. I almost let it stay, but I blew the flame away. Every time it tried to burn, I took the cold and lonely turn. I don't know who I'd be if the fire lives in me, but for a moment it was there, and I was almost not scared. The moonlight rests upon the lake, a mirror that I'm scared to break. It's silver, silent, and so still, a hollow piece I've learned to fill. The forest breathes a heavy scent of all the years that I have spent building walls of ice and snow to keep the things I'll never know. I didn't move, I didn't speak, but I felt the surface grow so weak, like I forgot how it should feel to touch a world that's actually real. I almost let it stay, but I turned the light away. Every time the water thaws, I started searching for the flaws. I don't know how to melt all these things I haven't felt. Every spark that finds its way drowns before it stays. The stars are bright but feel so far, like scars upon a midnight jar. I watch the clouds begin to drift and feel the heavy shadows shift. The earth is waking underneath, a garden hiding in its sheath. But every time a flower peeks, I'm the silence that it seeks. I don't know if I can hold a story that has just been told, but every ripple on the shore is asking me for something more. Maybe I'm too used to golden end to a weary day. It paints a glow upon the ground, where silence is the only sound. The mountains lean against the blue, a heavy shade I'm drifting through. Between the peaks I catch a breath of something life instead of death. I didn't reach, I didn't call, but I stood steady for the fall. Like I forgot how it should be when something wants to set me free. I almost let it stay, but I pushed the sun away. Every time the air gets clear, I suffocate in my own fear. I don't know how to live with a heart that's learned to give. Every spark that finds its way, cold before it stays. The river runs but hits the ice, a beautiful and cold device. I watch the water try to break the frozen path I had to make. The wind is singing through the wheat, a melody that's almost sweet. But every time the music grows, I shut the door that no one knows. I don't know if I can stand to hold the seasons in my hand, but every seed that starts to sprout is a ghost of what I live without. Maybe I'm too used to stone to let a living thing be known and bloom, or a soul that learned to find its rest inside a hollow, empty chest of gloom. I'm a garden in the rain, hiding every drop of pain again. And the hardest thing to see is I'm the cage that keeps me. I almost let it stay, but I turned the gold to gray. Every time the world was kind, I left the best of it behind. I don't know who I'd be if I let it stay in me, but for a moment it was there, and I was almost not scared. The sky held back for far too long, a quiet, ever-tightening song. Clouds gather where I used to hide, a storm I carried deep inside. The air grew heavy in my chest, like something begging to confess. I felt it building inch by inch, in every breath I couldn't pinch. I try to keep the thunder low, pretend I didn't feel it grow. But silence cracked without a sound, and everything came pouring down. Then the rain fell hard, like it tore me apart. Every drop of truth I couldn't say, washing all my walls away. I was drowning rivers flooded through my veins, carrying years of quiet pain. No place to run, no place to hide. I let the storm take over my side. The lightning showed I became a heart that never spoke its name. But in the chaos, in the cry, I felt something real survive. I don't know how long it'll last, this breaking free from all I masked. But in the ruin that remains, I finally felt the falling rain. Maybe I was built to break every wall I tried to make down, and every tear I never showed found its way into the flow. Now I'm a sky that couldn't hold all the weight of turning cold anymore, and the truth I couldn't face is I needed this downpour. Yeah, the rain fell hard, left me open, scarred. But for once I didn't run away, I let every feeling stay. I was drowning, yes, but it cleared the mess. All the things I feared to feel finally became real. And for the first time in the storm, I didn't close the door. Fog across the lake moves like choices I don't make. It softens every edge I know, then disappears before it shows. The river hums a quiet tune beneath a pale, uncertain moon. I stand between the flow and the shore, not stepping in, not sure what for. I don't fight the drifting tide, but I never let it guide. Like a leaf that spins around, afraid to ever touch the ground. The wind almost stayed, but I let it slip away. Every time it brushed my skin, I pulled myself within. I don't know what is real, like the turning of a wheel. Every wave that reached my side fell back into the tide. A single cloud refuses rain, holding more than it can contain. I see myself within its weight, a sky that hesitates. Too late, the forest breathes, the branches bend, like they don't need to pretend. But I remain a silent tree, too still to be, too scared to be. I don't know how roots can grow in a place that fears the flow, but the ground beneath my feet feels like something incomplete. Maybe I've been winter long, where the cold feels almost strong enough. And every The horizon holds its breath, a quiet line between life and death. The colors blur then start to bleed, like buried thoughts that start to lead. The ocean pulls against the shore, like it can't pretend anymore. Each wave a voice I kept inside, now crashing where I used to hide. I try to calm the rising sea, pretend it wasn't part of me, but every tide I held too tight came back stronger in the night. Then the sky broke down and the rain hit the ground. Every drop a piece of me finally set free. I was swept away by the words I couldn't say. All the silence turned to sound when the storm came down. The mountains echoed every cry that I buried deep inside, and in the wind I heard it clearly. Every truth I feared to hear. The forest shook but didn't fall, like I understood it all. Branches bent but held their place, teaching me what strength could face. I don't know what comes from this, but I can't go back to bliss that was built on space. Now the storm has left its trace. Maybe I was meant to feel. Every crack becomes real, to grow like the earth beneath the rain, turning loss into new grain below. No longer standing still, I'm the flood, I'm the will to change. And the truth I couldn't see was the storm setting me free. Yeah, the sky broke down, but I didn't drown. Every drop that fell on me brought me clarity. I was washed away, but I chose to stay in the middle of the sound where my heart was found. And for the first time in the rain, I didn't feel the same. Morning light across the floor, knocking softly at my door, like it knows I used to be someone open, someone free. There's a warmth I recognize, flickers gently in my eyes, but the moment it gets clear, something in me disappears. I didn't leave, I didn't fight, just stood still and dimmed the light, like my hands forgot their place when they almost touched that space. It almost felt like mine, but I crossed the fragile line. Every time it got too close, I became a ghost. I don't know what is real when it starts to feel. Every spark I could have kept is another thing I left. place where no light could leave a trace inside. I'm the door half open wide, but I never stepped aside to see. And the truth I'm scared to face was the lock always with me. It almost felt like mine, but I left it all behind. Every time it reached for me, I chose not to be. I don't know who I'd become if I didn't turn and run. But for a second I was there, and I almost chose to care. There's a quiet in the air, like something's almost there. It brushes past my skin, then fades before it begins. I catch it at a glance, a half-forgotten chance, like a dream I used to know, but never let it grow. Didn't push too hard away, but I never asked it to stay. Like I'm caught between the lines of fear and fragile signs. Before it could stay, I already slipped away. Every time it calls my name, I don't answer the same. Every feeling that feels right turns to shadow in the light. There's a moment in my chest where it almost feels like rest, like I'm safe for just a while in something soft and mild. But the second that it grows, my whole body seems to know how to shut the window tightly before it turns to light. I don't know how to hold on to something not yet gone, but I feel it in the space I keep trying to erase. Maybe I've been here too long, where the quiet feels so strong it stays. And anything that tries to bloom feels like stepping out too soon of place. I'm a voice that won't confess, even when it wants to say yes again. And the hardest truth I hide is I don't know how to begin. Before it could stay, I had already walked away. Every time it reached my side, I let it pass me by. I don't know who I'd be if I let it stay with me. For a moment I was There's a light I almost see through the cracks inside of me, like it's waiting patiently for a chance I'll never be. It lingers in between what I feel and what I mean, like a word upon my tongue that I swallow when it comes. I don't run, I delay every feeling that might stay, like I'm scared of what is true. If I let it come into view, I'm letting it fade again before it settles in. Every time it feels too near, I disappear. I don't know how to hold something soft in hands this cold. Every spark that tries to stay slowly slips away. There's a shift beneath my skin, like a war I'm always in. Part of me wants to believe, part of me still wants to leave. I can feel it taking shape, something I can't recreate. But the moment it feels real, I forget how I should feel. Choose to disconnect, but the silence that remains always echoes back your name. Maybe I've been here too long, where the quiet feels like home to me. And anything that dares to grow feels like something I don't know how to be. I'm a flame without a spark, I'm a shadow scared of the dark. Irony and the truth I never say, I push it all away before it reaches me. I'm letting it fade again, like it never could begin. Every time it tries to bloom, I make room for gloom. I don't know who I'd become if I didn't turn and run. Before a second it was bright, and I almost let it fight.